Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. And today, I'm going to be talking about my December TBR. And I haven't done one of these in ages because I haven't posted a video in ages. Man, who knows? If I'm Alan, and this is my channel. And this is about the 12th time that I said, hey, I'm going to come back and make regular content. Is it true this time? Let us hope so. So I'm going to talk about the books that I'm going to read in December. I don't know why I have struggled to read a lot this year. Like the first half of the year was pretty good. Like I read several books a month. But since the summer, like I haven't done a great job of reading a bunch per month. And I don't know why that is. Because it's not like I'm doing anything else. Like it's not like I've gotten involved in something else that is taking up a lot of my time. I think it's really just I am tired when I get home and I, don't do that. I don't know. I don't know why. Like I'll go through periods where I'll like tear through a book. For example, the previous book that I read, I tore through it. Like I tore through it. I sat down, read like 100 and something pages in a day, and then the one after that, freaking Beartown. I read like 200 pages of that in a day. And then I started a new book, and I am on chapter 4 after a week. Part of that's formatting, but whatever. I'm also going to talk about kind of plans for next year, 2024. And so whatever. We'll see you after the jump. Without wasting any more time. Let's get down to business. Let's talk about my December TBR. So I'm not going to get through all of these books, obviously, but this is kind of what I'm choosing from in December. First, the book that I'm definitely going to read is going to be The Escapement by K.J. Parker. And it's in the other room. I should have brought it. I'm unprepared. And this is the third book of the Engineer trilogy, which is the final read-along on my channel this year. And this is my second trilogy by K.J. Parker that I've read, and I love it. Like, I love it, though it is watching human misery. It is just watching bad things happen. And you know the bad things are going to happen. Like, you feel the train coming. And you just can't look away as it hits everybody. Parker is a master at tricking you into liking horribly bleak, cynical examinations of human nature. Written with an incredibly, I don't know, the way that Parker writes is, it's very, very distinctive. I can easily pick out Parker's style if given a blind taste test or whatever. But yeah, The Escapement it's about 200 pages shorter than the previous two books, which are over 600 pages, which is ridiculous. So it's significantly shorter, and who knows how it's going to wrap up. I hope that the bad guys get what's coming to them. The problem is that everyone's a bad guy, so I hope everybody gets what's coming to them, because they're all terrible people, and I basically hate every one of them. So yeah, I'll definitely read that, and that'll end the read-alongs for this year, which have actually been a rousing success. I've liked every single one of the series that we've read on my channel so far. We started with the Cicero trilogy, which was fantastic, and then the the Risen Kingdom, so Alchemy of Mask and Mirrors, which I really liked. For both of those first two, I didn't like book 3 as much, and I didn't like book 3 of the second trilogy as much either. And then we had the Empire trilogy by Janie Worse and Raymond E. Feist, which I also really enjoyed, but for that one, book 2 I liked the least. And so far for this one, maybe this will be the first one where I really loved all 3 of the books, or maybe it'll just be par for the course and I won't like book 3 as much either. So, for my other books in December, I have too many arcs. And this is because, literally, every freaking book is coming out February 6th, 2024. There's too many books coming out February 6th. And it happens this time of year every year. Adrian Tchaikovsky always has a new book coming out in February or March, so there's always an arc for that. And it's usually his fantasy books or a novella. And I like his fantasy ones, and I tend to read the fantasy arcs, not the sci-fi ones. I have only read one novella of his sci-fi. And so this next one is Boosh, House of Open Wounds. And this is the sequel to City of Last Chances, which is one of my favorite books that I read last year. And I'm so excited to read this. I read the first chapter already, and it's already fantastic. It has such a unique writing style, just this kind of chronicling analyst type narrative style where there's like an omniscient narrator. So it's not quite like Black Company, like someone writing an analyst. It's not first person or anything, but there's just this bird's eye view of all the stuff that's happening, and it's very documentary style, and I love it. But it is not something that is easily read. It's much denser writing style than, say, Guns of the Dawn or Shadows of the Apt. So I have to be able to focus, and I was just having, like, 2 weeks ago at school, I was just having a heck of a time focusing. And it's also over 600 pages. And I'm like, what? Like, why is every book I'm reading over 600 pages? What happened to the Year of the Short Book? Was that last year? I don't know. Too freaking long. So that's on there. I definitely want to read that. It's a continuation. It's still the Palatine Empire trying to perfect everybody. And I think there's only like one crossover character. So we'll see. But this is more about like it's about the medical camp treating the wounded of the Palatine Wars. So it's just kind of I've seen it compared where City of Last Chances was like compared to Les Mis. This one is compared to like MASH. It's like a military camp, only not funny at all. And Alan Alda's not there. Next, we've got Boosh, Crucible of Chaos. This is book 0.5 of The Court of Shadows, which is the new Greatcoat series by Sebastian de Castell. This, Greatcoats. I'm so excited to be reading a new Greatcoats, guys. Another freaking Greatcoats. Greatcoats remains one of my favorite series of all time. I just love the explorations of justice and legend and like abstract ideas made whole, just like in the Long Price Quartet. And it's so much fun. And I love Falchio and Brasti and Kest. And here, this follows the King's Crucible, which is Estevar Boros, he's a paranormal investigator, and he investigates things that look like they're supernatural and tries to find the actual cause for them. And I read some short stories with Estevar that I really liked in the short story collection, and I'm really excited to read this one. This is a 0.5, because Play of Shadows, which is coming out the following year, is really book 1 of The Court of Shadows. And I am super excited for just this to start. Our Lady of Blades coming out also at some point, maybe the year after. Who knows? More Greatcoats in the pipeline. And so that is the book that I'm currently reading, and I can't wait, because also less than 400 pages, which is exciting. And already it just has, like, Sebastian de Castell is another author with a very distinctive voice that you could pick out a book of his out of a lineup for sure. So, Crucible of Chaos. Hopefully I like that one also. In addition, yet another arc for yet another book coming out in February, and this is Boosh, Trials of Empire by Richard Swan. So this is book 3 of the Empire of the Wolf trilogy, where we follow Von Vault, who is similar to Greatcoats. He's a king's magistrate, and Helena, who is telling us the story from her old age, and there's not really much I can talk about it, because it's book 3. But I am excited to see how everything ends up. What will happen to Von Vault, what will happen to the Empire, what will happen to the baddies that we know and despise. And book 2 kind of leaned into the supernatural horror elements. The Mufrab. Go read book 2. So I am excited to see where this one is going to go. I know that Swan has begun working on kind of a sequel series that is set in the future with kind of a flintlock revolution, gunpowder revolution, which flintlock fantasy and King's Magistrates that boom can use the Emperor's voice and all that stuff. It's just so good. If you haven't read Justice of Kings, go read that. Start with that, then read Tyranny of Faith, and then come back to Trials of Empire. That is probably the next book I'm going to read, just because I am super excited to see how this series ends. I've talked to Richard Swan after the first book and after the second one, so hopefully I'll be able to talk to him again after this third one, and we can talk about our shared love of military logistics. So there's that as well. In addition, I also need to read The Bloodstones by my wonderful friend Tori Tekken. So by the time this airs, The Bloodstones will already be out. And this is her debut novel, and I am so excited to read it. Tori is a great friend of mine, and I really, really want to support her. You should all support her by going buying the book. I would say pre-order it, but by the time this airs, it will already be out. But go buy it anyway. It looks really cool. I have no idea what it's about. All I know is that it already wins points in my book because she named it the Bloodstones, so I can pronounce it Bloodstones literally every time I talk about it. So any book that has blood in the title is good for me because I just really like saying that. It's one of the best parts of Promise of Blood. So, the Bloodstones, I'll definitely be reading soon. It is less than 500 pages, so always good. It's in the 450 range or whatever, so I'll be reading that soon as well. And also, we have Boosh, The Spider's Key by Jacqueline Hagan. This is the sequel to Wickwire Watch, which is a book that I really, really loved earlier in the year, and currently Wickwire Watch is a finalist in Spiffbo, and it needs to win, y'all. Like, no, not finalist, winner. Do it. Whatever you do, like, whatever wins. Guys, if Wickwire Watch doesn't win, I'm going to read whatever wins, and if it's not better than Wickwire Watch, I'm hunting everybody down. I'm hunting everybody down and be like, guys, what? Why? Like, does this book have an Artful Dodger character? Does this book have someone who's wearing a top hat? All I gotta say, if there's no top hat, Dame, throwing up the Dame hands. So hopefully that will win. Though, why is it so long? Why does Spider's Key gotta be so long? Like, why? Like, book 3 is already out, and I thought it was a trilogy. Apparently, it's gonna be a 7-book series. That's too many. That's too many books. It's too many books, and they all can't be this long. Like, Spider's Key is like 600 pages. Why is 600 pages the new sweet spot? What happened to 350? You know, when I was in school many moons ago, and we bought I read nothing but Forgotten Realms books. They were like 330 pages. And that was like the longest they were. Like, nothing was longer than that. Except maybe Spellfire, which did not in any way justify its length, Ed Greenwood. So, whatever. But those are the books that I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. It will not happen because they're all too freaking long. But that's my goal. So let us talk about 2024. In 2024, despite the fact that I have that we've hosted really good read-alongs on my channel this year, I'm not gonna do it next year. I'm not gonna have channel read-alongs next year, and this is because I'm having a baby. I'm not. My wife is, but we're having a baby in end of March. End of March. And I know that my time's gonna be cut, and I already am terrible at reading and getting stuff done. But 2024 is going to be the year of processes. I'm gonna put processes in place so that, because really none of this takes as much time as my brain tricks me into thinking it does. I just have a physical barrier to sit down and do it. So over this last month, I'm going to try to really get into the habit, set some processes up, and try to have it be self-sustaining, because there's a lot of things that I do without thinking, and it's because habit. I've done it repeatedly. I would like to get to that place here with BookTube again, but my reading is already fallen off. Like, it's already crap, and the way it's been for the back half of the year, the only books I've really even been able to read in a month have been the read-along book and the one from the previous month, because I got behind, and I'm not able to read anything else. Like, I'm chained to these read-alongs, so I'm not able to read anything else because I don't have any time, because I'm not really reading. So I don't want to do that. Now, if my reading picks up, then that's fantastic. I'm hoping to have more patron reads, to get back to that, to where I actually read stuff that patrons pick. And if I'm hosting a read-along, I certainly can't do that, because then I really don't have any time, especially if I'm only reading 2 a month. But I'm really hoping to start picking patron picks. But it's also going to be the year of the reread. I'm going to reread Greatcoats, because there's several people, like Anitha, who's read everything that I've read, like, hasn't read Greatcoats. There's going to be people who join me for Greatcoats again. So I'm going to reread Greatcoats, I'm so excited for that. I'm going to reread Long Price Quartet, because I'm super excited for that. I'm going to keep rereading Discworld, make some progress there. Oh, I'm also going to be continuing with the Asian Saga and hosting read-alongs in my Discord. I know I just said none, but like every now and then we read some historical fiction, like Roman stuff. We started with Cicero and then went to Augustus, or Augustus and then Cicero. We should have done it reverse. And next we're going to do I, Claudius, and just read some Roman historical fiction, kind of working our way, which will be fun. And none of those are too bad, too long or anything. But I'm gonna use this year to focus on finishing out series. I'm done starting new series. I'm gonna try to finish them. I'm going to try to read Parker, finish like Parker's bibliography, because I'm gonna reread the Parker standalones, Hammer, Sharp. I'm gonna reread all those as well, because now I am so much farther along on my Parker journey. I would love to reread them and see where they stand now. I'm going to try to finish series. I have a big document of series that I haven't finished. And I am going to either give up on series like freaking Lion of Macedon. I don't think I'm ever going to read Dark Prince because I'm so mad at the... Well, I don't know. I don't like giving up on series. Like, I like to finish them. So we'll see. But I'm going to try to continue my series before starting new ones so that I can just close some of those up and know how stuff freaking ends. I'm going to try to read Stormlight so that I can, for once, be part of an internet thing, but, who knows? Like, I haven't even read Way of Kings yet. So, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to be a little more consistent about host at least a sprint every couple weeks that people can come to, and just try to get back into the swing of interacting with the community. I think it's helped that I have moved my computer out into the living room now, which is where all my streams used to be, and that's where I used to do work. I've had a really difficult time coming into the back room away from everybody to do work. Like, I don't want to be back here. It's lonely. I like being out there with my wife. So I think that will help a lot. Fingers crossed, here's hoping. So, we'll see. I just want to thank everybody who has stuck with my channel, with me and Christina. Especially our patrons who support us financially and support the channel financially without expecting anything in return, because I don't give you a lot in return. We've made some really, really good friends on BookTube, and even though I am not as involved in the community as I once was, I ain't as good as I once was. Who sings that? It means the world to Christina and I that you guys have stuck by us and that you continue to watch content whenever I put it out. So that is what it looks like for me for the rest of the year. It is my December TBR, the last books that I'll read in 2023. Those are the same thing. Like, there's no reason for everyone to put both of those, like, in your description. Like, the December TBR is the last books you're gonna read in 2023. Like, by default, like, ipso facto. Whatever, guys. That's all for me for today, guys. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description. And I'll see you next time, guys.